Hi guys, and welcome to another Skyrim mod feature. This episode is going to be jam-packed full of mods. Some of them you may know, some of them you may not, so hopefully there'll be something for everybody in this episode. First up is the mod known as RUSTIC Windows, and is an expansion of the author's other mod, RUSTIC Farmhouses. The concept here is that Skyrim has a cold and harsh climate, and therefore the glass utilised in all the buildings should be of a thick texturised nature which is needed to insulate from the cold and also provide strength from the harsh winds. The new textures used are mainly 1K and some are slightly smaller. The new design of the windows mainly reflects the style of the vanilla game in order to stay true to Bethesda's original aesthetic. This mod really does make some nice changes to the windows in Skyrim, and also includes an optional download for the Dragonborn DLC, which will change the windows used for the Thirsk Mead Hall. If you're looking for a bit more realism around Skyrim, or something to simply change things up, this is definitely a mod that you should look at. Some of the window designs are really quite nice, and it does add just that little extra something to the game. My favourite new design are the ones used in the College of Winterhold. The ones shown here in Whiterun just outline the new type of style that the mod author has gone for. You can see that the lattice is now thicker and the window panes slightly smaller, just to reflect that use of a thicker glass, and obviously less glass used means less heat loss. If you like the look of the mod, head over to the mod author's page and check it out there, and remember to endorse if you use. Next up is animated Dwarven headgear. This mod adds several new pieces of Dwarven items to the game, which can be crafted in the jewellery menu at the forge, or you can use the console commands to add them to yourself by typing for help Dwarven headgear and using the relative codes to add them. The design of the headpieces is really quite good, and they're really nicely constructed. The main animations involved with this mod are things like a release of steam through what looks like a breathing apparatus. There is also flashing lights and some other moving parts. These helmets will not animate when unequipping and equipping, but they do add a nice sort of aesthetic to the game, especially if you're one of those characters that likes to obtain and collect Dwarven artifacts. The mod author also has another mod, which I'll cover in a later video, called Animated Dwarven Backpacks, and would be a great accompaniment to this mod. A link for that can be found in the description below this video. And as always, if you like the look of this mod, please do head over to the mod author's page and check it out there, and remember to endorse if you use. Next up are two mods from one of my favourite mod authors. This mod author makes simple, nice retextures for several things around Skyrim, and these two mods are aimed at the night sky and the galaxy formations. Both these mods aim to give the night sky a more fantasy type feel, and really do fit in with the realm of Skyrim. You have the choice between this first version, which gives a nice blue tint, and is shown here using the grim and somber ENB at around midnight to 2 in the morning. This version has been shown with the 2K texture option, whereas this, the second edition of the mod, is being shown using the 4K textures. This second version of the mod is my favourite. I really do feel that nice fantasy ambience when using it, and it really does illumine the night sky quite nicely. Both of these mods are really quite exquisite, and I would definitely recommend checking both of them out so you can see which one you prefer in your game. It's a shame that we have to choose between one or the other. I really like there to be a way that we can randomise the night sky so we can have several of these types of mods on at once and get a really nice effect each and every night. Again, if you like the look of this one, head over to my author's page and check it out there. Next up is a texture replacement for the Enchanting table, which converts it into a nice Cherrywood type effect and replaces the human skull with a dragon one. This mod is actually listed as a resource, but you can use it as a replacer like I am here, just by simply downloading the NMM version. I really do like this retexture of the Enchanting table, and I just feel it gives a bit more of an arcane feel, especially the design on the top of the table. I'd really love to see this one used in areas where necromancers are at work. Again, this mod is also available as a resource, so you should be able to get permission to use it in your own mod and possibly get that effect or feel that you've been missing by using this enchanting table. This next mod is a retexture of the memorials in Windhelm for the historic kings, and just adds a bit more engravement and detail to them so you can actually read them and also see their picture on the stone. This mod also acts as a great accompaniment to Osmodis's Windhelm texture pack and will provide you with even more detail and definition around Windhelm. Just being sure to install this mod after the Windhelm texture pack just to avoid any unnecessary conflicts. So if you've always wondered what those memorial stones actually said and what the pictures of the historic kings probably look like, then this is definitely a mod you should check out, especially if you're a big fan of Windhelm. Up next is another mod by EWIs65, again one of my favourite mod authors, and this time it's a HD Cities and Roadsigns retexture. There are two versions of this mod, one that gives a nice black finish, and another that gives a nice white painted finish. There are quite a few mods that retexture the road signs, but as always with texture mods it's down to personal preference. Some like a nice clean finish for their road signs, some people like the nice rustic type effect. Myself, I'm a favourite of the second version of this mod, which gives the nice white painted finish, as I believe that is what people around Skyrim would use to repaint their road signs and just spruce them up over time. And if you like this mod, be sure to check out the mod author's other mods. Previous in this video we had the 2 Galaxy mods by EWIs65, and there are many more by this mod author. To check out his other mods, just simply click on his name on any of the mod pages, and that's the name that's highlighted in blue, and that will take you to his main page where you can then click on the file icon and that will take you to all the other mods. And remember, if you use any of them, also endorse. Next up we have a quick look at ducks and swans for Skyrim. These animals are not animated, they are just static objects which float around on a certain given path. However, they do add a certain nice element and wildlife to the waters around Skyrim, and they also provide duck meat or feathers depending on which duck you harvest. Next is a mod that looks to extend the gatehouse and walls around Whiterun and just give the city a more fortified feeling. The changes here are quite prominent and you'll notice them from quite a distance. Here we're just outside of the watchtower and we can see how the new walls form around the old ones and just give that added fortified look. There are many mods that extend the outskirts of Whiterun, but quite a few of them are quite demanding on your system. With this one I found no FPS loss, maybe 1 or 2 frames here and there, and that was only when directly outside of the city. When walking to and from, I found no issues whatsoever, and that for me is quite a good reason to check this mod out if you like something a bit simple to extend the city. The only addition I would like to see to this mod is maybe a couple of more guards around the walled areas, just to pack out the new area that's been created. If you like the look of this mod, head over to the mod author's page and check it out there, and remember to endorse if you use. Next up is a mod that adds new rooms to the bannered Mare in Whiterun. There is still just a single room for the player to rent, but now there are extra rooms upstairs which just give the impression that the bannered Mare is a proper inn in a town, rather than seeming just as a single room rentable place. It didn't really seem as realistic as it could be. Remember, this mod will probably conflict with any others that change any interior aspect of the bannered Mare, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we're in game now in the bannered Mare, as you can see. So I'm just going to go up the stairs. You can see the stairs is slightly different now. We'll go up to the top floor and you can see that it is all kitted out with the new walkway. And there are several new rooms up here. Let's go straight to the end. Open the door and you can see there's a small little room in here. Very small little box room there. And then down the other side another door which opens up into a room of the same size but obviously adjacent to it. And then at the back here there is this other door which if I opens up into the bigger room, which is obviously where the player sleeps when they rent a room. So it just gives a bit more space and a bit more belief to the fact that the bannered Mare is actually a proper inn for a fairly large town. As before there was only one room, and that's just a bit weird. There's even a room off here to the left as well, which I just missed as I walked past there, which is again a slightly bigger room, but still smaller than the player's room is when you rent. As you can see, it does add a little bit more realism to the banner Mare. There's no performance hit whatsoever here as well. I'm holding steady at 60 frames and no issues. So it's a pretty nice little mod if you're looking for something just to add that little bit more to certain area around Skyrim. Okay, so thanks for watching episode 19. If you've liked any of the mods that were shown in this video, please head over to the mod authors pages and check them out there, and remember to endorse if you use. And also, please do check out my other videos, I'm sure you'll probably like them, and I'll see you next time.